Thank you guys for all the views and prescriptions. I'm sorry, I have a speech impediment, I think. So I'm gonna tell you about some of the riding experience I have had since I've owned this bike. Not a lot, because it's been snowing. But there's a lot though. There's kind of a lot. A little bit of a lot. I don't know really if you consider me riding it in the rain and stuff like that. With the wire sticking out, because I'm a stoop. So now let me get on with this. It's been fun. I do have to say that it has been really fun. I'd rather have the upside. There's a lot more upsides than downsides. That is a fact to having this bike. Even though it's older than I am and it looks like crap, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of upsides to having this bike. It's loud. It's fast. It looks unsafe, which it probably really is unsafe. And I'm saying, like, it's pretty unsafe. But I'm going to start it up for you guys today. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tutorial while it's running, blah, 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 just to show you it runs like a champ. But other than that, I have learned one thing. Maybe 5 things. I'll give it 5. Don't trust anybody on the road. Because once you start trusting people, then that means that you're making a mistake for yourself, your own well-being. Because people like to veer off in other people's lanes. People don't see a little guy. I'm at least 6 foot. And I'm like this, and I'm hovered up like this, and the bike is like this, probably about that big. I'm saying about that big in length. And I'm hovered up between 2 bad cars, and I like to try to swoop in, and then you're on the side of the road riding on the line. So that's one downside, but there's so much more upsides, trust me. The speed is an upside. The maneuverability is kind of fun when you can just lane swap in and out of cars like nothing. The lane splitting is really fun. The speed, I know I said that, is super fun. The ability to outrun the cops, I know that's bad, but I'm saying, like, the ability to outrun the cops is enticing. And you see a lot of videos. I wouldn't recommend running from the cops. That's probably not the greatest thing to do, is running from the cops. But if you do ever get into a situation that either you're going to go to jail, you're going to get your license suspended because you ain't got insurance, or you don't got your bike license yet, or you're just in the wrong part of town where you do not want to be at, and you do not want to go to court, because we all know about Oberlin. Yeah, I know about them. Yeah, and if it ever came down to me in Oberlin and the cops started chasing me, best believe I'm running, because there's no way I'm stopping for them guys. I've given them way too much money so far. I hope that no one from Oberlin in judicial courts watches this, but if you do, it wasn't me. So, like, there's a lot of things, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, the speed, dude, it is insane. Like, you could go 0 to 60 in, like, under 4 seconds. On this bike, maybe even faster on the newer ones, the injections, and a lot newer, less miles, less worn out, all that stuff. But it's fast. And I'm saying, like, you're in a car, I'm saying, like, you could have an SR24 and it could be fast, 600 horsepower, but a bike would still be able to, a stock bike still can keep up, or maybe even beat it by a few inches in a quarter mile. Bikes are really fast. 10 seconds at 130, 125 miles an hour. In 10 seconds on 2 wheels. Now that is crazy. So when you're riding around in the streets, of course, you got so much power between your legs. You're like, oh, let's do this, dude. Let's do this. Let's commit. Because once you're going that fast, you really do got to commit. Because if you're not committed, you could possibly, if you wreck, there's no point in even having any gear on. You're dead anyways. You might survive. You'll be a vegetable, though, if you wreck out on like a 140, 130 or something like that. I don't know. People have probably survived that. I'm saying, like, there's a crazy-ass video online that a guy hit the back of a car, flipped up like a fucking ninja, landed on his feet. Now that is crazy as hell. But besides that, if you get in a car accident around 140, I'm saying like 130 maybe, you're dead. Anything faster, you're probably dead. So if you're not committed to go that fast, don't go that fast. Because a lot of variables, things change. It looks like checkerboards passing you when you're going that fast. Like, it looks like a white picket fence, everything. The cars look like picket fences. Like, if you see a big ass cow on the road, it looks like a fucking blob. It's insane. So you're riding, da da da. And of course, you're gonna test out the speed. Everybody does. So try to do it on a highway. Probably early in the morning would probably be your best bet. I'd definitely try it really early, around like 5:30, the turnpike or something like that. No one's on, and you could just open it up all throughout there. Do not try to do it on local or any local streets, because you run the variable of getting in an accident, someone pulling out in front of you, someone not seeing you, the cops, of course. And if you're on side streets or anything like that, it's very hard to get your bike up to any speeds that would be even possible to get away from the cops. It's possible. You can get your bike up to those speeds, but there's so many cops around, you're probably not going to get away. So I would suggest you do it on the highway, because I've seen a guy swerve through traffic but ended up getting hit by a car. Not 5 minutes later, he was on, I think, an R1 maybe, and he was just weaving in and out of traffic like a crazy man. Weaving. It was the craziest thing I've ever saw in my life. But he made it. But other than that, like, I wouldn't run from the police, but secretly, I'd run from the police. I'd run. Yeah, any day of the week. If I had a chance. Because fucking speeding tickets get expensive, especially when you're going that fast. Your license are gone forever, how long. But don't do what I do, because I'm kind of a troublemaker, but don't run from the police. Run from the police. Yeah. But other than that, there's a lot of other things too. Like, you might come across a drunk driver that is literally in 2 lanes at one time. I would avoid them. Because those are the people that are gonna kill you. Avoid them at all costs, because they will kill you. No matter if it's not that day or a week later, 2 months later, if you see a guy in the middle of 2 lanes swerving in and out of traffic, or just at an odd time of night and just not driving like a normal person would drive, stay away from them. Absolutely. Don't go near them. Don't even attempt to even try to pass them. Just stay behind them, and eventually gradually try to pass, or get up to a stoplight or something and pass them as soon as possible. But if you're in the back of them and they're swerving around and stuff like that, don't try to pass them, because you're liable to either get hit, get sideswiped, which that's possible when you're right here. Let's pretend this is the bike, this is the car, and he swerves, and then you lose your balance and go off into a ditch or anything. That is possible. So you should not do that. And if you're ever in that situation, try to stay as far back as possible. But if you have to, or if you're in a rush to go somewhere or anything, try to pass them as fast as possible. But that's one thing that really scares me. I haven't encountered that yet, but people have told me just stay behind them. Make sure that you're not doing anything crazy. Don't try to get up beside him and go off, because he could swerve. He could lose his attention, the attention that he already doesn't have, and he could look over at you and then turn the wheel, and then you could possibly get ran over, ran into a ditch, or anything like that. So I hope you guys are safe when it comes to that situation. I really do. Another thing is people that are texting is very scary, because they don't see you, and most of the time you see them, but they don't see you, and most of the time they're not paying attention at any way or any form or any way, shape or form of looking at you or looking around you. And it's very scary. So try to stay away from them. And I would definitely say don't go lane splitting as much as people online. You see guys doing wheelies, that motocross bike doing wheelies through a lane of traffic. Don't try that unless if you're really, 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 really experienced, because something could happen and you could lose. For God's sakes, you lose your wheelie or you overcorrect yourself just a bit. You're hitting somebody. There's just not a lot of space for error. So don't try that if you're brand new at it, or if you've had a bike for 6 months and think you're fucking the who's or the who kids or whatever you want to talk about, or whatever you think you are, you're not. So try to stay safe, because anything on these things, these two wheels, anything, a bump in the road, a rock in the road, a big enough rock to get the bike off center could put you on your ass. Anything. And I'm sure I fell off a moped, bro, and it hurt on the freaking grass. I don't want to imagine what freaking asphalt's gonna feel like. So try to keep yourself as safe as possible. And for new bike owners, the keys to buying a bike, I'm saying, like, everybody buys a bike not just because of, like, what do I want to say? There's this word of impulsive buying. Most people buy bikes impulsively because they just want to feel it, and they just want to feel the ride and see how it's like. And I'm saying, like, do it. It's one of the best things you'll ever have. It's one of the best buys I think I've ever had in my life, even though it's a cheap buy, and I'll end up getting a better bike sooner or later down the road. But it is one of the funnest things you could do. It keeps you out of trouble, and then also puts you in trouble sometimes if you're smart. If you're dumb and you like to go run from the cops every night and not have a license plates on the back of your bike, not saying that for anybody. I know someone who does that. He's not dumb, but I'm saying, like, if you want to be sketchy or scary or try to do something that's too crazy and you can't get yourself out of it, then you're going to jail for a very long time. And is really going to jail for doing 25 over and not having a back license plates, no insurance, worth it? Probably not. But most of the time you run. So if you got that shit, run. There ain't no way you're coming back. Even if you get stopped, your bike's getting towed. So you better run. I mean run, dude. Like, obviously, I'm just telling you all this so you guys can do the right thing. But if you're in that situation, run. Get your ass out of there. Because you are going to defeat the cop car easily as fuck. As long as another few don't come down there like highway patrolmen or anything, as long as you can get your ass on the highway or anything, run. Trust me. You do not want to fuck with the police. That's a fine and a half. And getting your bike out of the impound is going to be just on top of another $250 fine, on top of your speeding ticket, on top of not driving with insurance. That's 6 months suspension. So, sorry, I just had to go on that rant. But I'm glad I hope everybody has a nice night. I will be posting more videos soon. The bike video is going to come tonight. I'm going to upload that tonight. And sorry for the bad quality. This is all off my phone. I just wanted to test out YouTube, see what would happen, and I'm very surprised that I got 11 subscribers. Thank you guys so much who all viewed my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it. So if you guys like my videos, hit the subscribe button, please. And I will make a riding video. If it's nice outside, if it's like 40 or around 40 degrees, I'll do it at like 37 because it's not too painful around there. But if it's like that, I'll do a riding video. If I hit 25 subscribers, or I meant 25 in this week, I'm gonna ride to the gas station and only eat my boxers on a cold day. So I hope you guys subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night again, and bye bye.